Hey guys, PJ here, back with Exotic Car Hacks, and today we are going to take a look at my latest acquisition. Now, you may remember I bought a Rolls Royce Wraith Kryptos, and it was glorious, and then suddenly someone offered me $60,000 more, so I got rid of it. And so therefore I was left holding my dick in my hand without a Rolls Royce Wraith Special Edition. So how do you top a 1 of 50 2021 Rolls Royce Wraith? Well, the first thing you do, there's a couple of things to do. So first, you need to have a shot of tequila because you need to think straight. Then you need to really rethink what made the car special. An incredible headliner, great color, Nardo and that beautiful Tiffany mixed together, and a newer baseline to use, right? So all of the above seem to be really what made the car special. It's just the design thing. And then came the part that's really impossible to top, 1 of 50. So then came kind of like this argument over, okay, how do we get better? So let's understand the idea of what Rolls Royce did with every single Wraith that has been out since 2018. They have made a special edition of every single one of their Wraiths. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't notice, but in 2018, they introduced a new car called the Wraith Luminary, which was pretty cool, you know, definitely a cool car. Then in 19, they released the Adamas. Then in 20, they released the Silver Eagle car. And then in 21, they released Kryptos. And in 17, they had also released things like inspired by fashion, things like that, or inspired by music. Each year, they had a special fucking thing out. So that made it pretty cool. But then some of the shit's getting old, right? Like older Wraiths are old. So I had to find not only a newer car that was basically with a new interface, because there's quite a bit of differences for people that don't know Wraiths, Dons, and Ghosts. There's a big interface between Series 1 cars and Series 2 cars. There are very good little detail changes that make a big difference. And the first one that comes to mind is the entire interface here is significantly better. You can see it's black, and it's significantly better than the old one, because the other one was very, very old BMW style. This is new BMW style, and it works much better. The sound system's better, the fit and finish is better, and some of the things like the headlights and things have been tweaked on Series 2 cars versus Series 1 cars. And then in 21, they even in the dark middle grille, which doesn't really apply if you're doing the black badge. But the point is, there are very subtle differences between all of the cars throughout the generations. And while they don't make a big difference to the untrained eye on the outside, which would be like, well, who gives a shit? It's just a grille, it's that. Why would I pay 100K more? The drivetrain, the way the car drives, the solidity of the car is just better on Series 2 cars. So Series 2 Ghost, Series 2 Wraith, Series 2 Dawn, all better and significantly worth the money. So I had to find a car that basically fit that criteria and was more exclusive than Kryptos. Otherwise, I would feel like a weak person, you know, because I gave up something good and I can't replace it with something great. So came the entire idea of greatness as a whole. The greatest line that has been consistent in Rolls-Royce has been the Black Badge, which the Black Badge is basically the more badass, stronger version of what Rolls-Royce considers to be, you know, the better version, where they take all the chrome trim and shit and they make it black, they make the grille black, and they basically give you these little circles and stuff on the seats and shit, and it's cool. But bottom line is, Black Badge cars sell for more, they have different wheels and stuff like that, so it's aesthetically a more pleasing car. There has never been a special edition of a Black Badge Wraith except in 2019, which was the Rolls Royce Wraith Adamas. And Adamas, which stood for indestructible, and the idea of a stronger, darker version of Bad Bad. So, the newest, baddest, and only Black Badge Special Edition Wraith is Adamas, which we are now sitting in. And I ended up buying this because I wanted something more fuck you, and I figured this would work. And the other thing that I actually didn't like about Kryptos, even though I loved that car, is it had some really bad juju. I don't know why, but I've had this thing with fucking cars where sometimes you buy a car and it just attracts fucking problems. Not that the car's broken, it's perfect, but it just attracts like it's just got this fucking energy around it. It just attracts bad things. Like, it attracts accidents, it attracts pile of shit on the road that you hit for no reason. And like in 20 years, I've always fucking had a perfect record. Yeah, believe it or not, actually a Persian can fucking drive. He doesn't get in accidents, and he doesn't fucking actually get speeding tickets. But the point is that one of the key things that I feel is sometimes the energy of a car. And so my last Cayenne wide body turbo had like horrible energy, and no matter what, it just didn't want to live in Florida. And this isn't a joke. Like, every time I fixed the front bumper was damaged in transit. I fixed it. A tire, the day after I fixed it, flew from a truck and shattered the front bumper again. I fixed it again, and then I drove, and for some odd reason, the car was in forward instead of back, and fucking went over a curb and it cracked the front. Like, that car just did not want to fucking live in Florida. And what was actually funny is the guy whose house I bought it from in Texas, literally when it sold again, like from me, it left, it went back to Texas, this is true fucking story, to the house next door to the dude that originally sold me the car. So like, that fucking car belonged in Texas. It was like a Texan fucking born and raised car, and it just did not want to fucking leave. So we shipped it back, and fuck it. But this is Adamas, anyways, sorry for the rant, and it seems to have a lot better juju and a lot more of a fuck you boss appeal than Kryptos, which works. There are some very cool features we're gonna look at here before we head outside and take a look at the car. So the first thing you'll notice is that there's this very beautiful blue, and this blue is like this tealish, like really pretty, like Tiffany-ish kind of mix of blue. It just works spectacular with the black interior. And one of the things with the black interior that I like more than like the white interior, I think the white interior looks better, but the black interior gives it a much more boss-like structure. It also helps because with the black, you don't see the wear as much. And Kryptos felt like an art piece that I want to drive, and this thing I want to drive the living shit out of it, which actually works because I have too many cars that sit there that don't get driven as much. But anyways, so blue color, two-tone interior, exclusive to Adamas, super cool. Wood paneling specific to Adamas in this style, fantastic as well. It's like this metalish wood thing, works superb. The other thing I'll point out is this little diamond, black diamonds around the black badge logo, which looks spectacular again. The little details make a difference. And this headliner straight up fucks. This is like carbon DNA. So basically it's like the DNA of carbon, which is like amazing. And while I'll tell you something, it isn't as impressive as Kryptos. It really isn't. And it doesn't light the shit out of the fucking car when you're driving like you're in a circus. Because with that fucking thing, every time I was driving at night, it looked like the entire car was lit up inside. But it was still beautiful, and I can't take away that Kryptos had the hottest headliner I have ever seen in history, and the shit moved through there, which gave you a hard on every time. Like, you were guaranteed to get laid. If a chick sat in your car and saw that shit, guaranteed you'd be getting head. Even if it was your wife, you'd be getting head. Unless you didn't want to fuck up the white seats, but then they were white, so it wouldn't get fucked up. But anyways, so that's really the whole thing with Adamas. It's just a design thing, and the interior really, really works. It's subtle little things, but they work and they make a big difference. So now let's head outside and take a look at the outside of the car and see what makes sense or doesn't, okay? Let's head out. So on the outside, this car fucks even harder than on the inside. And don't mind me if I'm having my fruit juice. You see, my mom makes me these in the morning. It keeps me healthy, like strong bull, you know? But anyways, or it could be creatine, but honestly, we know I don't have any muscles. It's all in my pants, you know? It's to clean my pants, as you can see. Anyways, we're talking about the car, so focus, Reggie. Well, I don't know why you're looking at my pants. Anyways, so the car on the outside fucks just as hard as the inside, and right away you can see two very, very distinct features. The first one is the color. This exclusive color on the hood, which makes the car two-tone, is spectacular. I mean, there are no photos on the internet that can explain what I'm seeing here, and even this video won't capture the beauty of this hood, period. For those of you that don't know, when I was talking about the difference between generation 1 and 2, the headlights, you see how they have this line around? Well, the other ones have dots. So if you look at my Dawn, which is older, which I still have, I didn't sell, the Dawn has little dots because it's a 16 and this is a 19. So the black badge means that you get all this in black, which looks really cool. And the thing with Adamas is you get the carbon composite Spirit of Ecstasy, which is really cool. This is carbon. Interesting, right? And it matches the DNA thing inside. But the one thing you also get is around here it says black badge Adamas, and this part is chrome, which is an interesting blend, and I'm going to tell you why. Because the factory wheels are also chrome and black, and it creates this weird thing, but I've replaced them by the same set of wheels that I put from Vossen 22-inch wheels on every single Rolls I have. I literally have an extra set of these sitting in my warehouse waiting, and I basically put them on every Rolls. These were on Kryptos, I took them off of that, put them on here. And so, you know, you see the blue pattern kind of follows through, which is cool, but you see the handles are also chrome. So it matches on the side with the chrome and the little bit of chrome on the inside. But other than that, the car is basically stock. It's just been slightly lowered on wheels. But you continue throughout the car and you see again the blue and black and the way it plays each other beautifully. Sometimes you've seen that we have black cars that have white tops on Rollses, or very contrasting tops like gray, or it looks like it's polished, etc. throughout the top. And it looks weird because black is such a strong color that when you contrast it, it looks cartoonish. This car keeps its whole badassery and fuck you factor the whole way through, which is unbelievable. And again, black badge continues here with all the chrome again being deleted into black, and it looks spectacular. I mean, it really, really looks good. And this is what I'm trying to say. It just works spectacular when put all together. I have become a huge advocate of Rolls-Royce. Previously, I really wasn't. I believe the Ghost was one of the best value cars on the market. I hated the Wraith, and I still do, trust me. Like, one of the things I hate the most about the Wraith, I've said this on my last Wraith, is how big the doors open. Like, they're just too big. They don't make any sense, and to me, this is just weird. You know, like, I mean, the way I see these doors on how much space you need to get in and out, like, this is gigantic, and parking places makes it difficult. It's easy to get out when you're halfway through, but it's just an inconvenience, this door, and getting in the back seat is equally difficult when you have the top versus with the Dawn you don't, which is why I'm a big fan of the Dawn and not the Wraith. But looking on the outside, you'll notice, since we're kind of looking here into the car, you'll notice the badging 1 of 40, which is pretty impressive. And then you'll notice this little Q's here, which, you know, it retains these floor mats that are like the 5 grand floor mats, but here you'll notice this little pattern on the seat here, which was also present in Kryptos, but it was different. It was the lines. It looks much better here and much stronger. The one thing that I think I really like about Adamas versus Kryptos, which I loved Kryptos a lot. I don't want to ever bad talk or talk down at, I think, one of the greatest Wraiths ever made, and I think it was the best final edition Wraith that could have been. But I think one of the things I really like about Adamas is, on the Wraith in general, I've always appreciated darker colors, meaning colors that embody this idea of badass and that embody this idea of boss-like showing up, right? Like, you look at it here and you really feel like you're looking at this like boss car pulling up, and it deserves and commands attention and respect. And I feel that way about the Wraith more so than the Ghost and the Dawn. Like, I feel like with the Dawn, you can have a very artsy experience, and I think this what's the final Dawn that just came out with? It was like the Silver Bullet. Yeah, it was a Silver Bullet Dawn for 21, which is the final edition. It's just breathtaking, and it's very artsy, it's beautiful, and it works on the Dawn. And just like my Dawn, which is like the Hermes one with the special edition gray outside, like super rare, beautiful, and it works, and it's artsy, it's exciting, etc. But the Ghost can be white, the Ghost can be money, but for some reason the Wraith just has to be mafia-like and badass for it to make sense visually. And I feel like dark colors just bring this car to life so much more than bright colors or playful colors. And while I thought the paint on Kryptos and I thought the color Kryptos was just spectacular, one of the best ever, I feel that this is more usable, drivable, even though it is rarer. And obviously, because a lot of dealers don't know what they have, you can buy these cars really, really well. This had the same exact sticker as Kryptos with $450,000. And again, I was able to buy this significantly cheaper than I was able to buy Kryptos. And most people would argue, there's a ton of Kryptos cars selling over sticker, and I bought mine significantly below sticker, but this is what I teach at Exotic Car Hacks. So if you've ever wanted to learn how to get in and out of these exotics, and one, pay a lot less than everybody else is paying, and two, learn the market so you can basically time your in and out correctly so you can either break even or make money, all you have to do is click the link in the description, and you'll actually be able to learn for free, because I put together this 1-hour training to teach you what car hacking is, and you're gonna just love it so much you're not gonna ever want to drive a normal car again. But outside of that, you tell me, get in the comments and tell me, do you think this is hotter or not as hot as Kryptos? Because to me this is hotter, but again, people are gonna have a different opinion of the car and of the design. But you tell me, is Adamas hotter or is Kryptos hotter? So go in the comments, hit like, subscribe, and then hopefully, again, we'll continue the discussion in the comments, and I'll go back to having my baby juice and my, you know, obviously this, yeah, like, why do you have to like go down and then up and look at my pants? Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyways, see you guys on the next one. Peace.